Hey everyone, this is Ranger14 doing tips and advice top lane. We're going to step right into it with tip number 1. A minute and 30 seconds is your marker. Help your team until that point, then start teleporting back. You can buy your 4th pot, head to lane, you miss 0 creep. There is no excuse for not helping your team. Tip number 2 is going to be freezing your lane. Freezing your lane, in my opinion, is the most important thing to do when you're top lane. It helps you get ganks, helps you get ganked less, helps you with harassing, helps you get harassed less. It is a win-win situation. It is very important to properly freeze your lane. But it's not just about last hitting when their minions are low. Your minions need to already have their attacks in the air. That way they don't designate a new target with that attack. This is very hard to do, very hard to master, but it is very important for you to do. Also note that if you are attacking the enemy champion, their minions will attack you in defense, but your minions will continue to attack their minions, which means you will push also, so be aware of that. The next thing I want to go into, tip number 3, bush control. It is very important that you have bush control and are able to use the bush to your benefit. Here I am getting ganked by Diana. I run into the bush so that she loses line of sight. Now she doesn't know exactly where I am. I flash over her, avoiding her pull. Proper use of the bush can help you avoid any gank. In this next clip is the exact same game. Diana has been coming top a lot, so I'm very aware of my surroundings. I know that if I really becomes aggressive, I could be getting ganked. As soon as I come to poke her, she hits me with a stun, and I panic. I start running through the bushes and see Diana is, in fact, ganking me. As soon as I break line of sight, I drop straight down, avoiding her pull. Little tricks like this can make an opponent make a mistake and help you get away. It is very important to keep your wit and your head about you as you run through the bushes. In this clip, I'm going to show you an aggressive way of using the bush rather than just a means of escape. I'm going to poke Vlad from the bush. He can't target me as efficiently as I can target him while I'm in the bush. Which brings us to tip number 4, poking and trading damage. Poking is very easy to do. You want to be able to do damage to them while not taking as much damage as you did. This helps push the snowball down the mountain. You want to get as far ahead as you can while poking. Poking doesn't mean that you're trying to start a fight. Poking just means you're doing damage, testing how much damage they take, how much damage you take, and kind of the situation of the battle up top. It's very important to use your abilities to dodge the opponent's abilities. Here I heal myself to give myself enough space away from Jax, and then turn around to continue poking him, winning the exchange. In this clip, Cho'Gath can easily out-sustain my damage, so I have to be a little bit smarter with my play. So as I move in to hit him, I continue to move towards his tower so he has to go through me to get away. When he misses his stun, I turn on all the damage I can because I have him at a disadvantage. I continue to hit him and move towards where he has to go so that he can't get away from me. That's turning a poke into a kill. Tip number 5, alerting your jungler. I tell my jungler that I need to gank up top desperately. He comes up and gives me a very nice gank. I tell my jungler where the wards are. I tell him what the cooldowns on the enemy summoners are. This makes a very, very big difference in the success rate of a gank. When Jace gets back to lane, I watch where he places the ward and tell my jungler the best route to take. It is not my jungler's fault that I am losing top lane. It's a very bad matchup in my opinion, and it's hard for me to do. So I tell him the best route to take, I tell him what I need, and I tell him the summoner and ultimate status of the enemy champion. Super secret ninja tip. When your opponent goes back to base, hard push your lane and go back to base as well. Do not give them the advantage that they have been to the shop and you haven't been. You know your lane better than any other guide does. Don't just copy someone else. Each game is different and there isn't just one way to play. Trust your instinct. Tip number 6, counters and lane disadvantages. This is the only time I'm going to talk about this because I believe the other lanes don't have this much of a problem. Top lane really is a 1v1 with friends, so you are really by yourself most of the time. So if you have a hero disadvantage, it is really rough. Yorick has a great time against Vladimir. He is able to harass and easily CS without taking too much damage. Yorick does well against Teemo. Poppy does horrible against Olaf and Irelia. Sometimes you just need to tell your team you're going to need help. Tip number 7, don't just sit top. It is very important that you stay active through the entire game. Take the enemy's buffs, help with dragon, gank middle a little bit, but don't just sit top. All that help that you got can be completely wasted if you just sit there. It is very easy to get stuck in the CS war top, but be a presence around the map. Let the enemy team know you're there. In my opinion, the top lane is the wild card. You can turn any game into a win. Thanks for watching, guys. That does it for top lane part 1. I really appreciate you and I hope you learned something. I'm going to be streaming on Fridays. I'm going to pick one subscriber and play games with them and kind of commentate and have fun. We're going to meet someone from the community. After that, I'm going to watch a higher ranked game and kind of commentate and analyze that and see what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong, what we can take away from that. I think it'll be a real blast. If you want to be a part of this, please comment down below. My name is Ranger14 and I will see you in the next video.